Remember this video where I was trying to win back-to-back events on the Queensland Disc Golf Tour? No? Let me catch you up to speed. One of my goals for this year is to finish at the top of the tour standings for my division. You achieve this by finishing with the most points at the end of the year, which you earn at each of the tour events. The better you play, the more points you get. After an average start to the season, I started to hit some good form, picking up back-to-back wins at the Pine Rivers Open and the Battle at Brigade. Which brings us to now, where I'm aiming to get my third straight win at the biggest tournament on the Queensland Disc Golf calendar, the Queensland Open. I know, what an original name. Being an Australian disc golf major, this tournament is worth 1.5 times points towards the end of season standings. That's right, big points. So if there was ever a time to get a third straight win, this would definitely be it. An Aussie Disc Golf podcast even said this about my chances of winning.
Surely Jomo's got to go in as a massive favourite. He's highest rated, he's played the course the most out of everyone there, he's in massive MA1 form. Like, I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to the vlog.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Josh Morrison, shout out. We did a bit of work with him last year when we were in Queensland. Great guy, beautiful looking disc golfer, like great form, does a lot of work on it.
Oh, guys, stop it. You're too kind. But while all signs were pointing in my favour, I knew it certainly wasn't going to be a walk in the park. There were competitors travelling from all around the country to play in this major event. I rocked up on Friday, not quite brimming with the same confidence that had carried me to victory a couple of months earlier at my home tournament. But I tried to make it look like I was unfazed by the moment. Ooh, so cool, so chill. It's just another disc golf tournament. I don't know why I'm freaking out so much. Anyway, with the wind absolutely ripping and blowing doubt on my disc and shot selection, the first round started. Okay, not great. That wasn't great, or even good. Downright bad if I'm being honest. I managed to get into a position with a nice forehand shot to take a respectable par to start. Or not. That's a rough way to start a tournament. Someone should have checked my heart because it was beating out of my chest. Luckily, I had my super kind friend Matt caddying for me. He reminded me that I'd done a blindfolded caddy challenge out here not long ago, so I had a good game plan and was prepared for the tournament. Yeah. What's better is that he wasn't blindfolded as my caddy today, so we should already be on the front foot. The psych up speech must have worked because on the very next shot, this happened.
Yeah, alright.
The wind worked in my favour and it almost went in for an ace. If my first tournament ace was captured on camera by my wife, she may well have earned herself a permanent gig. The rest of the round was not my most polished, with some good shots.
Push! Go in! Go in! Good shot, mate. Really good.
Side note, check how steep this green is. Insane. Some bad shots.
Come back.
And some just off shots.
Skip up, skip up.
And a few too many of these. I picked up birdies on holes 9, 10, and 11. But then went 3 over par in the final 4 holes to finish at +1. My highlights for day 1 were these huge drives on holes 8,
Good skip. Still going.
and 9. This nuke, which just so happens to be Nick's favourite disc of mine. Nick loves this one.
I love it now.
Nick loves this disc.
I guess that nuke's staying in the bag.
Was doing work for me on this golf course. The wind made things extra difficult and the expectations to win from others
Surely Jomo's got to go in as a massive favourite.
were threatening to creep in and get in my head. But it was still early days, with 2 rounds to go and plenty of time to get big points for the tour standings. I had to keep reminding myself that I'd done the blindfolded caddy challenge, so I was going to be sweet. Now that's the smile of a guy who doesn't quite believe what he's saying. I was a few strokes off the lead after day 1. Not too bad, and definitely still in the hunt. If I wanted to make it 3 straight and get some big points, though, I needed a better round tomorrow. Day 2, round 2. Rocking some fresh Circle 1 apparel. Check the discount link in description. I was hoping for less wind than yesterday. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. My goal for hole 1's tee shot was to throw it better than I did in the first round. Goal 1 achieved, and this time I did get up for par. Despite being the chase card, or the second card, for an amateur division, we ended up with a decent gallery following us. Uh-oh, this could be even more pressure to perform, on top of the pressure I'd internalized from the media.
Surely Jomo's got to go in as a massive favourite.
I couldn't quite dial up the same magic on hole 2 again, and was missing a few opportunities. I got to play with fellow Disc Golf Warehouse team member Cade though for the first time, which was an absolute blast. Maybe I wasn't throwing my best shots every time, but it felt good to celebrate when Cade threw a good shot. After some huge drives and solid approaches, we were both in position to birdie the iconic hole 4. And that's what we did. Hole 5 ate my breakfast, lunch and dinner once again, showing why it played as the toughest hole over the whole weekend for all divisions. Today I had Warwick behind the camera and acting as a caddy. Let's see if he can give me the ace luck I need on the short hole 7. Not an ace, but I'll take a birdie after the double bogey on hole 5. Despite some massive drives on these long golf course holes, my putting was costing me strokes. I felt my chances at a 3-peat slimming and the 150 points slipping from my grasp. While I wasn't playing with the same confidence and consistency in my throws and putts that had led me to wins in my last 2 tournaments, I told myself I was playing solid, especially compared to when I was playing blindfolded in a recent video. That seems like a solid benchmark, right? When I got to the last part of the round, I told myself that I'd be happy if I didn't shoot 4 over par on these holes again today. Anything better than that would be a win.
Oh, no.
Oh. I think they hit the barbed wire fence and flipped over it. Yep. Hey guys, where was this going? Come back.
OB?
Well, that didn't quite go to plan. 3 over again in the last 4 holes. Yikes, that was costing me big time. I shot 1 shot worse than round 1, which was not quite the comeback I had envisaged. I was afraid to look at the scores after the round, but when I did, I couldn't believe it. I'd somehow snuck onto the lead card for the final round. After my excitement levels lowered, I looked at the leaderboard to see if I'd somehow closed the lead. Turns out Brian had shot another incredible round, even better than his first, extending his lead to 9 over second and 11 over me. I started to think all hope at a 3-peat was lost, but then I remembered the words of a wise man. We've seen bigger leads be lost on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I also remembered a 6-shot deficit I had made up in one round of the tournament last year to force a playoff, and started to feel a glimmer of hope, even if just a small one. I would have to shoot one of the rounds of my life to do so. But I went to bed excited, knowing I'd have some of the people who were closest to me supporting me on lead card for the final round. If I thought the nerves were high on day 1, they were nothing compared to day 3. You know when you feel like you've forgotten how to throw a disc? That was me. at least for the start of the round. I was rocking my favourite space polo from Circle 1. Check the discount link in description. So that at least gave me a feeling of confidence. Look good, feel good, play good, right? The first two I could guarantee, but the third, maybe not so much. Hole 1 didn't go to plan. Hole 2 went like this. Don't know how I didn't end up in the water there, but maybe luck was on my side today. I started to feel more relaxed as the round went on, and shots like this made me think that I could be in with a shot at a great round. I needed to keep that form going and channel the psych ups from Matt, ace vibes from my wife, good vibes from Warwick, and expectations from the media to make big putts like this. Well, maybe today wasn't the day. May as well go for the ace though. I threw okay shots on hole 9 and 10.
I'll do.
But okay wasn't going to make up the deficit on a guy who'd been playing great all weekend. Despite giving advice in this video not to have expectations going into a tournament, I came into the Queensland Open with expectations and ambitions to play well and win, rather than focusing on just throwing every shot as best as I can, and simply enjoying the game and the opportunity to play it. It soon became a battle for second, although I'd been believing it was going to be that from the end of the second day. It was time to be realistic. If I could pull myself together, I could still nab a podium finish, which would still do a lot for my overall tour points and standings on the Queensland Disc Golf Tour. To do so, I was going to have to get some birdies, starting with this short par 4 that I'd been nailing all weekend. There's one. I then activated remote control mode on my disc on the next par 3.
Oh, look at this! VIP parking!
But now, I just had to overcome my nemesis holes 14 through 18 to do so. Should be simple, right? Hole 14 went all kinds of wrong. Double bogey there, that wasn't helpful. My shot on 15 was short and early left the whole way, and I thought it for sure was going out of bounds, considering the shot I thought was perfect yesterday ended up OB. By some miracle, I stayed safe and had a putt for birdie. I'll take a par though, that's better than a bogey. Hole 16 was slightly better off the tee. I didn't quite get a full hold of the second shot up the hill, but I still gave myself a look for birdie. It ain't a birdie, but I am keeping it cleaner through this section, which is what I need to do if I'm going to get a podium finish. Hole 17 was playing difficult for me, and by now, the mental fatigue was catching up to me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It was a limp to the finish.
Safe.
And I capped it off with a bogey on the 18th. With, you guessed it, another missed putt. That took my round 3 score to 3 over par, my worst round yet, and into a tied 5th place finish. While I was quite disappointed with the result, I had a blast playing on this course with some awesome people like Cade. I also got to experience it with the support of my friends Matt and Warwick, and my wife, all who stuck with me to the end. They're the real MVPs. There's now less than half the total tournaments left on the calendar for the year, and with Brian winning this one, shout out to him by the way, he played absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal? The leaderboard has certainly gotten very close. Will I find good form again to get back to my winning ways? Or will my confidence be so shot that I'll never recover? Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned so you don't miss out what happens next. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did. Make sure you're subscribed. I hope that you have had a wonderful day. Make sure you make it great for somebody else too, and we'll catch you in the next one.